As of right now, we still do not have an update on the future of Ms. Marvel and whether or not the character is going to have a second season. But we do have some insider rumblings that are coming from more reputable people, I would say, that seem to suggest it's going to happen, but discussions are ongoing. So the latest update actually comes at us from insiders and scoopers, which I do not believe, to say the least, and you guys know how I feel about that and their track record. But what's more important is that they essentially got this from Marvel Studios and people working at Marvel Studios like Brad Winderbaum, who was interviewed recently about past Marvel Studios TV shows and Marvel television division and what could happen, and all the shows under Marvel Studios were brought up, such as Ms. Marvel and She-Hulk and all that, and he said, well, they're always looking at what's going to be produced next, and specifically talking about, like, Ms. Marvel, he said, yeah, that would be under Marvel TV, right, if it was to get a second season. I just think people took this, the insiders and scoopers, and said, well, he said, if there's a season 2, yes, it's Marvel TV, which means, hey, season 2 probably being discussed. Hey, let's put out the scoop that they're discussing season 2, which, of course, at some point they probably are or have been. And realistically, if you think about a season 2 for Ms. Marvel, this is the type of show that could be a lot more on the cheap side to produce compared to, like, you know, your $250 million She-Hulk seasons. Ms. Marvel is rumored to have had a $150 million first season, but obviously a lot of this takes into account the early development, all the different rewrites and all that, so the second season would be cheaper, and also they could skip out on not recording on location and also save some there and change the size and scope of the series, obviously, to something different, because there's a lot of Ms. Marvel that clearly they spent money on, and if you watch the series, you know. So it'll definitely be interesting. The one thing I also saw that somebody mentioned was that they want to pull in some Inhuman stuff in there, which realistically, sure, why not? I mean, you know, at the end of the Marvels, if you look at the files, it lists Kamala as a mutant and a Inhuman. So maybe that's a hint towards what's to come in season 2, if we get to it, or when we inevitably get to it.